Good day, fellas. I hope you are ready for your daily dose of skill. And today we are going to have some fun. What do you think about that? Today we are going to check out our survey results, and we will talk why in the very first place we made a decision to go for the survey in the first place. Maybe Wargaming could handle this themselves, right? So without further ado, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, let's start our journey. The first question is why we made the survey in the first place. And I have done Wargaming survey. I think plenty of you have done that as well. And what we noticed you cannot be negative in Wargaming survey. As an example, how negative you can be. How good or bad is it to receive 500 gold per week? It's horrible. It's horrible, fella. I mean, how you can say it's bad? You know, you cannot be negative if you are being realistic, right? Or the new crew perks will make the gameplay more diverse. Obviously, it will make more diverse, right? Is World of Tanks Plush beneficial to the new players, right? I mean, if new player is buying it, they're training crew for free whenever we are thinking about this. They're getting gold and everything. What do I mean by saying this is it was pretty much impossible to give negative feedback unless you just want to mess up Wargaming survey up. Pretty much this is what we noticed. And across the board, we found a couple of the negative questions, right? How good, bad is it to give 12 retraining orders to the players, right? And, you know, I think this problem is kind of fixed. I do not know how it happened, but it did. And overall, with this information provided around the crew changes so far, do you think we are heading in the right direction with the changes? Those are two negative things which you could actually say or provide for Wargaming. So yeah, those are a couple of examples. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe we could find one or two more, but truth to be told, out of 50 questions or how many questions Wargaming asked, it felt like you cannot give negative feedback, okay? So we decided to go for our survey to begin with, right? I believe that's fair just to ask questions straight. And overall, we had pretty much 11,000 participants, or if we can say that straight, 10,774 baboons or participants. Average age 34, 35. Most of the participants are males, age from 11 to 88. Meanwhile, if you are curious how many games people had who participated, right? 22% had from 1 to 12,000 games, 42% or 41.6% had from 12,000 to 30,000, 23.8% had from 30 to 50, and 12.5% had 50,000 games plus. This is absolutely crazy, to be completely honest with you. It is crazy. Now, if you would pay attention at this, how many hours per week do you play the game? 20 hours per week. That is crazy amount, to be fair with you. That is crazy amount, fellas. Per month, it is 80 hours. It is like side hustle in a way, hours, right? So I am surprised how much time people are investing into this, right? Wow, 20 hours on average in a week. Also, the other question is, are you using premium or the standard account? As you can see, pretty much a quarter of the people are using standard account only, so they do not have a premium. And do you play other games than World of Tanks? As you can see, whopping 71% said they are playing other games. And you know what? I am one of them from now on. If you are curious what I'm talking about, check out Skill for L2 Extra channel. You will see a bit of the Resident Evil. I know, I never thought the day will come when I will say something like this, but that's how the things are looking like. And pretty much quarter of the people do not play any other games. So if we are looking into what, 11,000 people, 28%, it would be like what, like 3,000 people roughly, right? So here we go. Moving on next. Now we asked questions about the World of Tanks Plus, right? Let's see what do we have. How much do you like World of Tanks feature? Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, a casual 44%, actually almost 45% hated it, and 30% I do not like it. So if we are combining two numbers, it's 75%, fellas. 75%. Wargaming, we are listening to our players' feedback. Here you go. You want feedback? You want data? Take this data. 15%, they do not really have opinion. Neither they like it, neither dislike it. And we have 8.9% who like it or love it. Listening for a feedback, right? Okay, let's move on. How good will World of Tanks Plus be for players who will or will not buy it? So if you would pay attention, fellas, this is the combined score, right? And now we are speaking about this. If you are buying the feature, this darker graph, right, indicates if you are buying feature. This is if you are not buying feature, right? So if you are buying feature, it's going to be horrible, which I don't really think it is. But you know, 4.4% is thinking that. But then you are throwing money to Wargaming. Fair enough. Fair enough. For players who are not going to buy it, casual 58%. Players are saying it's going to be horrible, you know? You will deal against the people with the bond equipment and whatnot. Ay, Dios míos, fellas. Okay. How many people are thinking it's going to be bad? Well, if you are buying it, 3.5 people are still feeling guilty about giving Wargaming money, and 27% is thinking it is going to be disgusting and dreadful, right? So if you're going to combine those two numbers, fellas, it is 85% of the players who are not... if you do not have the World of Tanks Plus, they are feeling like it's horrible, it's dreadful. Okay, after that, average experience, there is 12% for people who buy it and 11% who are not buying it, right? After that, good! 35% of the people, if they would buy it, right, from the participants, is thinking they are good. And you know what? In fact, 5% are thinking it is excellent. Excellent. Gold, premium tank, demounting kits for free. In fact, crew training when I'm sleeping. I don't see any problems whatsoever, right? And obviously, people who are not going to buy it, there is 1.5% and 2.1%, right? Anyways, you get the point what I'm trying to show. I try to show the two different case scenarios, how people would react into the feature as a World of Tanks Plus, if they would buy it and if they won't buy it. And obviously you can see that if you are not buying it, it's not so good. If you are buying it, it's excellent. So here you go. People who are willing to spend the money, they're going to have a great time, and who are not willing to spend the money, well, oopsie, unfortunate. Do you think you will buy World of Tanks Plus for yourself? Watch this, fellas. 43% of the people are saying never, and 26.8% are saying maybe wants to try it out, 15% probably from time to time occasionally, 10% of the people, or 9.7%, I think I will buy it for most of the time I actively play the game, and 5% are saying they are going to have a World of Tanks Plus every month. Now, this is a very, very debatable thing. I think this is the situation of the school trip. Back in my day, fellas, I do not know, did you have this situation, or you remember the situation? Maybe you graduated a long, long time ago. And back in my days, right? Hear me out. Let's run from the last lesson. It's art lesson. We have 2 windows. Aka, you have no lessons. Let's run away. And all class is saying, yeah, let's run away. Meanwhile, there is 2 mother truckers who are going there and saying, teacher, I don't know where others are, but can we go home? You get the point what I'm saying. So I would not trust this too much, okay? I would not trust this too much. I think more than that, people will buy it and test it out. At least that's what I think. Unless they are free-to-play players, right? Then it is a different thing. Meanwhile, do you think you will buy World of Tanks Plus for yourself? Premium account versus standard account, right? So as you can see right here, the dark thingy is, the dark line is premium account users, and the orange line is a standard account users, right? So as you can see, standard account users are pretty much 70% of them are saying they are not going to buy it, right? Which is expected. But what is surprising for me, premium account users, 33% are saying they are not going to buy it or they won't even test it out, which is quite weird. And after that, obviously, graph is going down in both of the cases. For premium account users, there is 6% who will have World of Tanks Plus every month. And for standard account players, like free-to-play players, there is 0.2% who do not have a premium account, but they are thinking of getting World of Tanks Plus. Well, to be fair with you, advantages are kind of huge, so we can't complain about this, right? Moving on next. Which of the benefits coming from World of Tanks Plus do you think is the most powerful one? This is absolutely insanity, and that's strong. Fellas, look at this. You would think the most selling point is exclude a map. Nope. You would think it is to get a premium tank for rental time. Nope. Additional XP for a crew. Nope. Look at this. 66.4% of the people understood the most selling point, right? Or they are thinking the most selling point or the biggest selling point of the of the World of Tanks Plus is ability to demount bond equipment for free. Who at Wargaming thought that is a good idea? Who? Igor, is it you? Oy, fellas. Absolutely madness. To be completely honest with you now, honest talk and honestly speaking, if Wargaming would get rid of this ability to demount the bond equipment for free, right? Even then, value would be very great. If, let's say, you can demount only standard equipment, I think it still would be fair enough and good value from all of this. And we could avoid all of this shitty-ass drama, to be fair with you. But it is how it is. Anyways, let's move on. Do you think that without World of Tanks Plus, you can be as competitive as a player with World of Tanks Plus? This is a good one, fellas. Keeping this in mind that World of Tanks Plus players will be able to demount equipment as a bond, right, equipment. That means they will be able to play every single game with a bond equipment. And if you are not planning to buy it, you are not going to be very competitive, right? It's just how it goes, right? In other words, two guys met. Both of them are identical players. Both of them are great. Both of them are knowing what they are doing. One account has simply same crew, everything. One account has bond equipment. Other account has a standard equipment. That with bond equipment automatically is a bit, he's having a winning edge, if that makes sense. That's what I'm trying to highlight here. So 70%, actually 71% of the people said, I don't really think I will be able to be competitive, right? 11% did not really understood what is happening, and 17.7% said, yep, I think I will be competitive as any other player with World of Tanks Plus. That's fair enough, right? That's why we are asking. Meanwhile, do you think that players with World of Tanks Plus will need to play more than they used to? This is a good one, and I asked it for a very specific reason. You know why I ask it? Because in order to receive, in order to get yourself 500 gold, you need to play around 100 games flat, right? Plus minus, who knows exactly how much, but around 100 games in a week. So that's why we asked this. And to be fair with you, this is a big disparity over there, right? some people, since they're playing a lot, they are not thinking they will need to play more. Quarter is thinking absolutely not. I'm playing a lot. Half of the people has no clue, but in the same time, not half of the people, sorry, one fourth of the people have no clue, but in the same time, this is understandable because you need to test out the things, right? 25% Aka quarter is saying yes, probably I will need to play more, or yes, I will need to play more, and 7.2% is saying, oh yeah, very much I will need to play more. The thing is, when I'm looking into all of this, losing the credits, right, the vault in the game, credit vault in the game, losing credits is one thing, but whenever you paid for a feature and to lose gold, I think people, I honestly think if, let's say, we are talking about the casual player who is playing, let's say, 3-4 hours a week, maybe 5 hours a week, right? I think he will need to push more just to get that gold for free, if you know what I mean. But that's only me, right? Anyways, crew rework. We are done with the World of Tanks Plus. Let's talk about the crew rework, shall we? So looking into all of this, first question. How much do you like the crew rework presented by Wargaming in the general? Casual 70... Casual 65% is saying, yeah, I don't really like it, or I hate it, right? On Wargaming, you clearly care about your community, don't you? 20% or 18.7% are saying neither they like it, neither dislike it. 13% they like it, and 2% they love it, right? Okay, fair enough. But once again, looking into all of this, most of the players, right, looks like they truly dislike it. It's just how it goes, right? Moving on next. How much do you like the fact that Wargaming gives you 12 retraining orders? Fellas, we have you covered. Don't worry, fellas. Don't worry. We did our best, fellas. We were working very, very hard to deal with everything. Don't worry. Content creators, fellas, won't keep you hanging, if you know what I mean. Anyways, so as you can see, this is kind of fixed already by Wargaming. Well, you will have 1 month to deal with this, but it's in a way fixed. Meanwhile, does the game need crew rework? This is quite an interesting one, right? This is quite an interesting one. We asked this in 2 different ways, right? We asked question how Wargaming presented the things, right? Such as everything what they say it pretty much in the 1.20.1 patch, right? And after that, we asked in general, the same question, but in general. And you know what? This is quite a weird one. How Wargaming presented, people are saying, yeah, I don't really like it. In fact, 78% said, yeah, we don't need the things how Wargaming presented, but this is quite an interesting thing. Over 40% of the people said, I don't really think the crew needs reworked. Why to ruin the things which are not broken, right? Quite an interesting one. But if we would pay attention at the other side, right? From how Wargaming presented the things, right? We have 10% who likes it or likes it a lot, right? 10% in total, right? Or they agree with Wargaming wrote. But if you would pay attention right there, people want rework, but people want more thought of rework, you know? With more testing, with more effort into it, if I can say so. Because how the things are looking like now, fellas, Wargaming, first of all, they pushed Crew 2.0 back in 2022 or 2021. I can't remember. Community roasted Wargaming. They throw the bloody shit into Wargaming face. So now Wargaming is not asking community. Wargaming is not saying, no, we understand this, we get it now. They're just releasing it into the game. You will take it, you will swallow it, and you will love it. This is how it looks like. Anyways, looking into all of this, right? So 45% saying they need rework for a crew, but in a different way that Wargaming is doing, which is fair enough, right? Moving on next. Do you think that with a new crew system, it will be harder to be competitive in the game? 2% is saying nope. 7% is saying hell no. 11% do not know yet. 33% saying yep. And 45% is saying, yes! This is how it looks like, fellas. So, pay attention at this. Pretty much most of the people, right? Most of the people understand that new crew system, you will need to have more skills in order to be more competitive, right? It's just how it goes. In other words, currently we have, in order to be competitive in the current World of Tanks, you need 3 to 4 skills. In the future, you will need more. You will need like 6 to 7, maybe 8, depends on the situation, right? In the current crew system, is it enough to have 4 skills on average to be competitive? Now, I think we made a mistake over there a bit because we could have asked people what do they think instead of forcing their answer, right? So I am accepting my responsibility over there because we could have asked, you know, in your opinion, how many crew skills you need to have in order to be competitive in the game, right? So I think this is the forced question from my side. I apologize for that, but most of the people agrees with all of this. You know, 51% agrees and 30% completely agrees because 4 skills is more than enough, right? You don't need to have 6, 7 skills in order to be competitive. Now, the same situation goes here. In the reworked crew system, it will be necessary to have 6 skills plus on average to be competitive. I kind of think that was a forced question as well. I think I could have asked how many skills do you think you will need in order to be competitive and give the slide from, let's say, 1 to 10, right? That would have been better from our side, but it is how it is. I want to be honest, you know, I want to give you a fair argument right there, right? Anyways, nevertheless, the question is forced, right? We have 45% who completely agree, 33% who agrees, 13% who doesn't know, and in total 8% who disagree, right? That's fair. Moving on next. What kind of impact on the game reworked crew system presented by Wargaming can have? 45% is saying very, very bad. 37% is saying bad. 12% haven't figured this out, and 5% are saying good, and 1% is having very good. As you can see, people in a way they are feared for the game which they love and which they enjoy, right? And rightfully so. It is going to be quite a big game changer. The equipment setup will be changed. The crew setup will be changed. It's going to be quite a shit show for some time, but that's what we have, right? Anyways, moving on next. Finally, how much do you like World of Tanks Plus and crew rework in the patch 1.20.1? And looks like most of the people said they hate it or they do not like it. 9% do not mind, 4% like it, and 1% love it. So fellas, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, Wargaming wanted the feedback, right? Here you go, Wargaming. This is the feedback for you. What I really want to say, I know people who were working on the survey, or at least I think I know the people who worked on the survey, or I have a good suspicion. And I know not everything is depending on the Wargaming employees. That being said, you cannot ask, working in the company, you cannot simply ask players, do you like it or you don't like it? You need to sell your product. It's the same situation like Apple would come out on the scene and say, you know what, the phone is the same like it was last year, but we have a new color pattern. You know, you cannot do that. In other words, they need to sell the shit, so I understand that, and I cannot be mad on the guy who has this job to do, right? But overall, I do not really think the Wargaming survey was fair. I think in order to vote negatively, you kind of needed to be delusional in a way to say you don't like the deal to get gold, you don't want to get tier 8 premiums, you don't you think the game is not going to be more diverse with the new crew skills. You get the point what I'm saying. And looking into the percentage, most of the things should be positive. But once again, I do not know the answer of Wargaming survey. So I cannot comment on that one, right? And in the same time, people could vote negatively just because they're making Wargaming survey and because they're pissed off. Who knows? Anyways, what I want to say, fellas, I want to say thank you very much for participating with the survey. In 2 days, we got 11,000 participants. I truly appreciate you. Thank you very much for taking your time, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation as well. I can tell you most of the people are feared for World of Tanks future, you know. A lot of people are sad, and they are even thinking about getting rid of their account by selling it, which I don't really think anyone should do, but it's up to you, right? In other words, World of Tanks are sitting in quite a weird position at this point, in my humble opinion, right? And I wish for Wargaming to wake up, you know? If they are going to piss the people off to the level that people will start playing other games, eventually World of Tanks are going to get effed. And for players, fellas, for you, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, if you see the game is doing some sort of garbage and you are angry on the game with the changes and everything, please think with your head, right? And do not open your wallet. I don't care, is it a Christmas boxes or is it whatever? Don't open your wallet, right? It's just simply not worth it if you do not enjoy the game. Keep this in mind, because as you can see, Wargaming is forcing more and more garbage to our face, and yeah, quite sad story. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, fellas. If you enjoyed it, remember you can always send a big wet kiss for us by liking the video. Thank you very much for everything, and see you soon. Kill is out for today. Peace.